Hey, this is Anthony with RevZilla TV. We can watch, decide, and ride. Welcome to our detailed breakdown of the new HJC IS Max 2 modular helmet available at RevZilla.com. So this is the IS Max 2. What is the other helmet I have on the table? The original IS Max BT, and I'm just gonna go not so far out on a limb and say they've made a lot of improvements. If we look at it, you're still around $200. You're still looking at a sport touring and more touring-oriented modular helmet. But this is a light year leap into the future. A ton of different upgrades, and you're now looking at a helmet that comes in sizes up to 5XL, that has a nice updated scheme to the aerodynamic profile and style. Functionally is better, but I will say this. My favorite thing about it is they've shaved 5 ounces off of it. So now you're looking at a large that used to be, in the original iteration, 4 pounds 1 ounce. Now you're looking at 3 pounds and 8 ounces, which is within a reasonable limit of weight for a modular helmet, thinking through a touring lens that most guys that are going to wear this are going to be commuters, tourists, sport tours. You're going to put some additional miles, more than that just base line I'm riding around for short jaunt guys. A lot of folks that gravitate towards modulars are going for longer rides. Now, as I said, sizes up to 5X, 6 colors available. There will also be a graphics package that comes out with this bad boy. And the other nice claim to fame is because it's an IS Max, you have a drop-down sun visor. Whenever you see IS in an HJC helmet, that's going to be internal sun visor. It's replaceable, it's anti-fog. It actually has 3 different positions. You're going to see that there's closed, there's spring-loaded open, and then you can push it down even further, which is a really nice touch. And I always love that spring-loaded retraction mechanism that doesn't create that loud thump within the helmet. Bravo, HJC. Remember, around this price point, you're looking at a helmet that's going to go head-to-head with a Bell Revolver Evo, which is going to be super sporty, and then you're going to have the new Scorpion XO 900X, which is really probably coming at the same angle. Again, around that $200 range, and they're going to be a different mix of features that's going to separate both of these helmets, so make sure you watch those other videos as well if you're evaluating your best around $200 modular option. So let's talk quickly about fit, and then I'm going to walk through all the other nuances and changes here on the IS Max 2. Fitment, intermediate oval, a little bit longer front to back, not super long and narrow, not super round. It's going to be right in the sweet spot that should play well within the American market. HJC's done a lot of work on their fit scheme, and they're getting it much closer these days. We're going to ship for free over $39, and it does come in sizes up to 5XL. So honestly, you should have a pretty easy and painless time, and we're going to make it pretty painless if you have to make a return or get another one. Again, we're going to continue to ship for free. No worries there. As I walk through it, though, I'd really love to hear your gut reaction, your initial impression, or a question about any of the nuances they've changed. Click right there on our little logo. Subscribe to us at RevZilla TV. Leave me your comments, your questions, your feedback right on our YouTube channel. So let's take our wine helmet and dive right in. Start from the outside, work our way in. Notice first off the shell, it's going to be a symmetrical shell. It's aerodynamic. They've dropped this long, massive area of additional matted plastic down the mohawk here, and they've integrated, they've made it look a lot nicer. The other thing I like is the vent actuation has gotten much better. So here along the chin bar, up along the top, you're going to see a vent mechanism that's much easier to use with a gloved hand. That's a nice touch. On the previous model, sometimes you had to do some searching. Now, if I spin my wine-colored IS Max 2 around, remember, it's a DOT helmet and it's going to be polycarb, what you're going to see is 2 additional vents in the rear. We still have 2 vents up front on the chimney, but now I have my passive vents at the top, and I have an additional 2 vents down here, creating an additional area of passive extraction from the helmet. So remember, high-speed sphere moving through air, area of low pressure, warm, moist air gets sucked away from your head. So it's going to give you the benefit of getting a little bit better ventilation as you move forward. The other thing I want to call out is the previous version of the IS Max was a BT, stood for Bluetooth. They love to abbreviate things. This no longer has the BT distinction, so what you're going to see over here is there's no longer a door on the side of the helmet. So the original IS Max had that chatterbox door that was OEM fit. Now you're going to have a flat surface that you can put on any aftermarket Bluetooth communicator. And I will tell you what, and the people at Chatterbox are not going to be happy about this. I like what Cena's doing. I like what Carta's doing. They need to be either mounted underneath the neck roll or mounted on a flat surface, and this helmet's going to be just fine when you go with that aftermarket part that's going to get you that Bluetooth comm unit. So again, that's why we no longer see a BT in the distinction. Some of the other nuances they changed. The shield is remaining relatively similar, but what they did was they gave you a different style pin lock post system. So again, now it's replaceable. They gave you a much better gasket around the eye port, which is going to give you a better seal from Mother Nature. And the other nice part about it is when I move my chin bar into the up position, because remember it's a modular, what you're going to see is metallic hardware here. So now they're using a much sturdier metallic locking mechanism, which again still carries a DOT rating, but in my opinion is going to be better suited than the previous iteration, which had a plastic interlocking. And plastic on plastic in a crash scenario is not something that I am very fond of. So bravo HJC, you've done a nice job moving forward. The other thing you're going to see if I flip it really quickly here is you're going to see these two. And actually, I might as well bring it down, and I'll show you right here. See these two posts right here. This helmet, one of my nitpicks is it should come with a chin curtain. You absolutely should get one, especially if you're riding in colder weather times of the year. But what these two posts are, they're for a breath box, for accessories that are going to allow you to stretch this maybe into the snowmobiling world or into further cold weather riding. Again, it's nice to see them to have two snaps. On the previous version, there was a clunky amount of Velcro that went right around your mouth. And again, that was not my favorite feature on the previous helmet. So again, steps forward, lighter weight, more functional. Now, if I grab my donut and I work my way to the inside of the helmet, you're going to see the inside's very similar. It's going to be the super cool lining. It's going to be wicking, antimicrobial. It's going to be comfortable. And remember, that fit scheme is still going to play within that intermediate oval distinction. What I do like that they've changed is they've given you a more encompassing neck roll now. If I flip over my previous version, you're going to see the neck roll and cheek pads came in really two parts. So you're going to see that I have my neck roll, then I have my cheek pads, which is removable. That's the older way of doing things. What they've done with the new integrated neck roll and cheek pad, giving you more support, giving you a better feel, better availability to be quiet, because again, there are less pieces that are going to allow air in because again, you're getting that tight seal. And again, it comes out in one piece. So you have the better ability to be comfort because you're cradling more of your face, your cheek, your jawline in one fell swoop. Now again, nice contour along the sides. Notice they gave you the cutaway here, so your speakers on an aftermarket Bluetooth unit are going to play nicely within this helmet. The other thing I want to talk about is right here. If you'll notice along this ridge, this has plenty of a ridge to be able to slide in a clamp mount unit. So Sina and Cardo both give you, and I'm talking about them, so they're obviously my favorite ones. They both give you the unit to put, they both give you the availability to put a clamp mount system for that Bluetooth unit right on the side versus a sticky mount. And if this was a harder ridge, which it is not, it is more rubberized, that would make it difficult. So you do have that flexibility there, which is a nice touch. If I reach in and remove my other cheek pad, again, same deal, updated, nice and contoured, and we work through the helmet. The comfort liner really hasn't changed. Again, two occipital snaps here in the back, and if we look along the front ridge here, that's your connection point. It was like that on the previous model. I think they got it right. They didn't change it. That's a nice touch. It's removing any of those pressure points from your forehead. So again, it snaps in along the front. Comes out 3D in its design, multiple densities of foam, multiple areas of cutaway. Again, you're going to get that solid ventilation scheme from your chimney vent on top, but more importantly for that newfound extraction across the back. And if we look at the interior, again, I would not call them 10mm vent holes. I think they're a little smaller. In my estimation, I think they could be beefed up a little bit, but you're going to get a basic channeling and a basically improved ventilation scheme throughout the helmet. And again, it's nice to have those two additional extractors. So now there's 4 on the back versus 2. So in summation, solid iteration from HJC. Again, around the $200 mark, so it's not going to break the bank, but again, you're getting a lot of functionality. My nitpicks, where I wish there was a pin lock in the box, and I wish they gave you the chin curtain, but again, you're saving enough money in relative terms that you should be able to add those on if you need them moving forward. Not everybody loves pin lock, and I do dig, again, the drop-down sun visor mechanism that continues to get better from them. So keep in mind, you're looking at this helmet, you're looking at that Scorpion, you're looking at that Bell, but the next step in your journey is to click right here, read other rider reviews at RevZilla.com. You don't have to take my word for it. As always, we're going to ship for free over $39. And if you want to talk to a gear geek, see us at RevZilla.com or 877-792-9455. Thanks for watching our detailed breakdown of the new HJC IS Max 2 helmet. I'm Anthony. Subscribe to me on YouTube. Damn it. We'll see you next time.